Friday, March 21st, 2025. Is today the first day of spring? Or did we pass into spring yesterday? I never remember how it works. Anyway, happy spring. Um, Today they talked on The View about the town halls and lack of town halls that are happening across the country with um, our federal representatives and even local ones. And it's fascinating. I loved seeing that clip from from Wyoming, and that woman who ran for Liz Cheney's seat, just getting categorically booed, and for her to stand up there and be like, "I don't know why you're so obsessed with the federal government." What a shitty thing to say. We elected you to go there and make sure that we are taken care of, and you're failing. And I like to see that in solid red spots where it's like, hey, no, we are paying attention. We're not just going to let you do this. Um, you shouldn't have voted for a Republican to begin with, but maybe now you'll wake up. And so I have to agree with Anna. I like to see that the participation that is happening. I have to say, stupid fucking Sarah Haynes and her little naive, we should be nice. Don't say mean things. Excuse me. She's got this idea that somehow we live in this world of her childhood where people just they disagreed but they got along. It's like that's not the time we live in anymore. This is like literal fascism that is staring us in the face, that we have to fight against. So no, we need to be a little louder. um, and uh, and part of understanding the frustration and anger is being able to meet it. um, so, uh, yeah, we do need to be loud. And I don't really, the name calling thing is fine. It's, you can have a little bit of both. It's a little bit of humor. I love Tim Walz on what he's doing right now. And whoever, you know, corporate Democrat consultant toned him down in the last presidential election, when he was on the ticket as vice president, really fucked up because he's so exactly what we want to see, um, in uh, in an elected official, someone who's fighting for us. Um, what a missed opportunity, that is, and it's just, and I think Kamala Harris, same thing, got a little too toned down for what we needed and what we wanted. I don't know that it would have made a difference, given that Starlink was involved in all seven swing states that just happened to fall for Trump, even though there's so many ballots that were just that the only thing they voted was presidential. I don't know. I don't. Mm-mm. Anyway, um, and for Amy Farrah Griffin to be just like, I don't think we should be cheering that Tesla stock goes down because some people have invested in that. And, honey, those retirement funds and all those the stuff that she's worried about, are all managed, and they can make up for a loss in one area, as long as the stock market continues to be robust. But it's not going to be because of the policies of the White House. Um, so that makes it a little harder. But thank you, Sonia Hostin, for saying the only thing that's going to get Elon Musk's attention is if he starts to lose his billions of dollars. Billions. He doesn't, that's all on paper. Um, and if it starts to hit him economically, and he's no longer the richest man in the world, because that's apparently an important thing to do. Hoard your cash. Um, he's not building parks or museums or libraries. Um, but the whole thing about Tesla stock. So yeah, I think it's okay to cheer for Tesla stock to fall. And all those peaceful people taking tourists taking walks through Tesla showrooms, and I don't know, suddenly the cars are on fire. I don't know. They're just having a nice day. Um, but if I understand this correctly, if the Tesla stock falls below a certain threshold, which is somewhere around like 115 or $114 or something, um, then he gets margin called, which means he has to liquidate his Tesla stock, but he bought Twitter based on the value of his Tesla stock. And if he no longer has it, I would think that that would mean that the bank could seize X. I mean, it won't. Not all that'll happen because bad things don't happen to rich people. But um, in theory, it could. It would be nice to see his little empire crumble and him lose control of his social media, um, which is just a cesspool of lies and vitriol anyway. Um, but the town hall situation, it is interesting because I even see locally how many people are clamoring. We want to see town halls in person. There's a lot of people that are doing them over the phone or virtually, um, and it is both Democrats and Republicans are a little afraid to meet the anger. It's I think, especially for any of the new uh, um, elected officials that haven't been in that sort of situation before, it might be a little intimidating. They might not be sure how to message it. But I really feel like if you had enough of a message to get there, you should be able to have enough of a message to bring back to the people who got you there. Um, so, uh, yeah, I mean, I know my congressperson is only doing a phone one so far, at least scheduled so far, only a phone one. But that could also be he just wants to test the waters. Like, I don't know what I'm going to walk into. I want to be prepared when I have to do one in person. Or not have to, but I'm going to do it in person. Anyway, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because I like him. Um, but what they didn't cover about sort of rallies and political events that are happening is Bernie Sanders and AOC are on a little barn burning tour of their own, and they were in Vegas, I think, yesterday at I think what was touted as the largest political rally ever held um, in Vegas. I'm not sure that that's correct. I feel like I read that somewhere. And anyway, it was huge crowds of people um, listening to two of what are considered the most progressive um, people in Congress, a senator and a representative. Um, and I think that the lack of coverage about that is also very telling, um, because the media seems to have a problem with the actual message that voters want to hear, that constituents want to hear, that American taxpayers want to hear, getting heard because it upsets the sort of the apple cart of corporate politics, and corporate politics is good for the media. So we're stuck in this weird cycle. We have a constitutional crisis. We need to sort of somehow wrestle some sort of control away from this megalomaniac orange person and his what did he call him? Uh, Immigrant nepo baby friend. But the other side of that is if we don't get out of this a more progressive Democrat Party, a less corporate Democrat Party, um, one that is willing to fight for all of the things that we're looking for, getting the money out of politics, getting rid of Glass-Steagall, um, assault weapons bans, strengthening education, strengthening healthcare, like doing all the things that we know we can fund if we just tax rich people. If we could get enough people and a platform to get rid of those establishment Democrats, and I think we can take out some Republicans at this point if we have an opportunity to actually have an election that's fair, that where the votes are properly counted. Um, this is sort of the moment for the progressives who have all of the ideology and and policy that is actually really popular with the American people if they could just get over the fact that they're voting for a Democrat. Um, it's all it's there is opportunity here. I don't know how we dig out of it, but it certainly isn't going to happen by being polite. Um, and Sunny's right, and by playing by a rule book that's been thrown away. So um, yeah, that's what we're thinking on a Friday, and I don't even feel like devastated by it. For some reason today, the sun is out. It's spring. It's not very warm, but it doesn't feel as doomsday as so many days do. So we'll take that going into the weekend.